Well, welcome. My name is Richard Miller, and I have the privilege of teaching engineering design process this year, formerly known as Introduction to Engineering Design. Before I get into the curriculum, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Seattle, Washington, but grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. Went to Deer Valley High School. There I went on to the University of Portland to study engineering management, and then went into the Air Force, and while on active duty, earned a master's degree from Troy University. Served for 28 years in the Air Force, starting in 1988 as an air traffic control officer, moved into airfield operations. Various assignments culminating as a squadron commander, did some combat deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, and as I said, I retired after 28 years. That was in 2016. From there, I started substitute teaching at Central High School and earned my certification as math and technology education teacher. My family, both my son and daughter, Ariana and Rick, went to high school here at Keller High School. My daughter, now second lieutenant in the Air Force, just completed pilot training, and my son is a senior at Texas Tech, and he will be going on to pilot training as well. My wife, Yolani, is also a Spanish teacher. So the engineering design curriculum, love this house picture because it really centers around the foundation of this course, which is the design process. And each of these units, we're going to expand on the design process and give some students more tools that they can work with in engineering. So that engineering design process looks something like this. It's basically a problem-solving model. Right? Define the problem, generate concepts, develop solutions, construct a prototype, evaluate, and present. And each of the different units of instruction in here will kind of focus on one of those areas. And so as defining the problem, we'll be writing a design statement and et cetera with establishing criteria and constraints. And we'll move on to some light drafting skills, computer-aided design work, statistics, teach them some basics in Microsoft Excel. Basically, what I like to think of it as putting tools in the engineering toolbox. And so sketching and drafting, as I mentioned, measurement and statistics, modeling skills, both math and CAD, and then learning how to document. The first semester, we'll be working with our engineering notebooks heavily. We'll transition out of that for the second semester. All of this will culminate with a design project that they'll do for the entire last quarter. They'll design it, build it in CAD, and then build it for real in the classroom. It's basically a little automata toy. It's a lot of fun. So what do I want students to get out of this class? Well, most importantly, what is engineering and what do engineers do? Remember, we're trying to help these students decide what they want to do with their lives, what kind of careers they want to follow. And so that's really, if they got nothing else out of this class but whether or not they want to be an engineer, then that's at least half of what my goal is. I want them to master the design process as a concept and how to use it. CAD, of course, is about 30% of our total instruction here. And then how to work together in teams, to talk to each other. And then, again, I really want them to cultivate an interest in engineering. Just like any other class, there's two categories of assignments, formative, summative. Your formatives are your daily grades, your quizzes, homework assignments, projects in the class. And then your summative assessments are your big grades. Those are major projects and test grades. The first semester, mostly test grades, maybe some CAD projects, and the second semester, it is less on testing and more on project work. Well, keep in mind that that's 60% of your grade, right? So if you fail a test, it's really important to get your student in here for a retake because they can bring that grade up to a 70. And there is a retake policy. Students with a 60 to 69, pretty close to passing, and so we can just sit down and attend a tutorial session, and we will correct their test and bring that grade up to a 70. If they're below a 60, however, that student needs to come in for some remediation. We're going to figure out where they maybe had the misunderstanding, where I maybe didn't teach as well as I could have, and then we'll give them the opportunity to retake that test and get that score up to a 70. Okay, looking forward to an outstanding year in engineering design.